bear in mind this is a team that only got 4 wins last year, or in summer at least. They had a 4-game winning streak, and it was really exciting for a little bit. Me and Lyric were getting really hyped on the Rogue Warriors train, and so much of that was off the back of Harrow. I'd love to see them go for something a bit more aggressive for him, but when you look at the draft so far, we have 4 jungle bans already. The Pantheon, the Olea, the Nidalee, and that Taliyah all being taken off the board. So where Harrow goes next could end up just defaulting to the Graves. The Renekton first pick coming through, this time on the side of Nuguri. And the answer so far is the Kai'Sa for Mishi. And I can say I'm not surprised that all see Kai'Sa locked in here. Take it away from LWX. You cannot allow him to have it. Harrow going to stick with the Lilia, though. This is what they did in the first game, so understandable. That obviously they feel like the Lilia was not the problem, it was the way that the game went that was the issue. So sticking with this AP jungle as their priority here. And Tian going to lock this Aphelios in for LWX. Looks like it is going to be that Aphelios Thresh duo, which is something that we've seen time and time again. It gives Aphelios that extra mobility in the lantern, gives him the safety, so you can be that little bit more aggressive and really squeeze the damage out of Aphelios' kit. And by God, does he have some damage in that kit. Now over to the side of Rogue Warriors. Looks like it will be the support lock-in in that set. We've seen the set Kai'Sa has been one of the premier bot lane duos here in the LPL. And it's just such an incredibly good pick at starting these fights and setting Kai'Sa up, because he can apply those stacks of plasma to people across the skirmish. Dagda, if you're ever back at any point, just give me a shout and I'll stop talking.
I have no idea. I don't know if people can hear me or not.
I can hear him.
I don't know
if you
Let's
guys
see. I'm gonna look at chat. Chat can inform me when I get back. Okay, just shout at me, chat, when you can hear me. I'm back. I think we did it.
Official confirmation. Welcome back, Dagatron.
Welcome, thank you.
I thought it was just a nickname,
hate technology.
You've grown.
Yeah, I've grown into this name as it goes along. But yeah, technology is not my friend over the last couple of broadcasts. But anyway, let's jump into this. I like the way we're looking at a very strong bot lane coming through for Rogue Warriors. Kai'Sa and Seth, I imagine, is going to be able to play overly aggressive onto this Aphelios, flashing in, short range on the Aphelios. Let's go and get some kills very quickly towards this bot lane. Certainly a kill bot lane coming in for Rogue Warriors. When you're looking again at the... Oh, sorry, go on ahead, Mr. Munch. I'll let you... I thought you wanted a bit more of a break.
I just wanted to quickly talk about the bans, because a Hecarim and a Sejuani ban, Tian has been basically kicked out of this draft entirely. There have been 6 jungle bans across this draft, and Graves has been left open. Dagda, I know that you were saying to me earlier, you think Graves is a bit of a bait pick right now.
Yeah, we'll see if it gets locked in before I go on my rant, because it looks like we're not going to. I'm still saying, okay, you've still got the likes of Lee Sin, which is Tien's like bread and butter for such a long time.
Every
early
LPL
game
jungler's signature, right?
That is a very good point, to be fair. But certainly for Tien, I mean, he's got a goddamn skin for it. Like, this is Tien's pick. So I think definitely looking at his ability to impact the early laning phase, he's got at least some lanes that he can start to play around. Unfortunately for him, bot side is going to be very, very difficult to play towards, as you've got the set there, very tanky, very difficult to get down as the Lee Sin, and you've got the Aphelios. So he's going to be more trying to play like keep away in the bot side if he goes. But I think up towards top lane, he can again look to play through Nuguri, get some early kills, and start to get this Renekton matchup snowballing, because that's the big one here for me. Renekton versus Aatrox.
Yeah, that matchup is volatile to say the least. But we got Forge with an Aurelia in this mid lane, doing beyond his signature rise once again. But we always talk about Forge and his love for these melee mid laners. You think of things like the Akali, these assassins. You also think of like Kassadin, and you think of things like this Aurelia. So I'm excited to see Forge on this Aurelia, and I feel like hopefully he can have a little bit more of an early impact, and especially alongside this Lilia, it's a good little combo in that you have that AP and you have the AD in the 2v2.
So when I look at Rogue Warriors composition, I wanted to see them play 3 side lanes. Again, go for this 1-3-1, because if you start to go towards team fights, I think FPX have the stronger team fight, especially because you enable this Aphelios so well with the amount of melee assassins that you have in the team. Aphelios likes teams that are kind of jumping in on top of him, so he's able to get multiple damage sources off across the source of the entirety of the team fight. The big issue though for them is, if say you've got like early pressure going towards Nuguri in this top lane, like we talked about with the Lee Sin, you can swing that matchup in favor of the Renekton for quite a substantial amount of time. And you can still have at least Doomby wave clear against this Aurelia fairly easily. So Rogue Warriors are kind of in an awkward situation where trying to find an identity that can work as well as they're hoping for with this composition might be tough unless they can get this early lead that allows them to snowball.
You also need Harrow to find an advantage himself because he's basically the only AP damage that's going to be coming from this squad. We'll have to see if Rogue Warriors can make this composition work. We're heading into game number 2. And we started off aggressive in game number 1. I want more of that. It's good to hear the support, as always, coming in. You can see Doomby's wife there for a second. It's always plucks at my heartstrings there when you see them. But I do want to talk about how you expect this early game specifically to go, Dagda, because last time we set up that FPX want to dive the bot lane. They just want to go all in on the bot side over and over and over again. Rogue Warriors actually answered that early game exceptionally well. What are you expecting? Is it just FPX going to go bot over and over again? Because we talked about the 1-3-1 for Rogue Warriors. How do FPX play this?
Yeah, I think for FPX, you're actually in a little bit of a conundrum. The only real lane that I see you can play through, honestly, is going to be this top side of the map. You're in an unfavorable matchup as Doomby in the mid, unfavorable matchup bot lane as well. So for Tien, who's looking to get aggressive on this Lee Sin, top lane seems to be the way to go. And you touched on already how volatile this matchup can be. You need to play towards top.
Okay, so we want to see Tian getting involved in that top side. You can see Tian has started on his red buff, so you expect him to path upwards towards that top side of the map. Maybe they can get that snowball. And let's bear in mind, game number 1 of this series, I don't want to go too hard on Ziv here, but let's be honest, Nuguri easily had the best of that matchup. That wasn't even close. So we want to see a little bit more out of Ziv here, but he might have his work cut out if he ends up in a 2v1. And as you've already said, it's an exceptionally volatile matchup. We've seen it time and time again. With the way that Gore Drinker works as well, once you start to fall behind a little bit in that matchup, you're basically never going to get a kill again.
Yeah, it's essentially a rush to Gore Drinker. Whoever gets there first can go for these all-ins because you've got so much of this health that's going to come back. It just heavily turns the trade in your favor. Now, levels 3 to 4 are massively in favor of Necton. Aatrox does get a little bit of an advantage as it starts to go towards like 5, level 6, but then it starts to even up once again. So getting this early impact up there is going to be really crucial for the side of FPX. I want to take a quick moment though. Take a look at the mid lane because I'm looking at Doomby with this exhaust. I'm looking at him in this matchup. He's not going to have a fun time. We're not going to see the same Doomby from last game where he was roaming all over the map. He is actually going to be under a lot of pressure here from Forge, and it does create the opportunity, if Forge wants to actually get out on the map and try and make these plays happen.
We'll see if Forge can get some roaming going and out doing B, as it were, because certainly last game, it felt like that was going to be the case, right? We saw Forge roaming early. We saw his TP down into the bot side play, and he was able to get an early assist. But it was kind of just even between the two mid laners. And then as the game went on, the more skirmishes we saw, the more and more it went in favor of doing B. So Forge is gonna have his work cut out here, as Tian could look for a dive here. This is already looking scary for Forge. He is going to be able to play this wave, though. Keeps him away from the tower. Tian just going to go for the chickens instead. Oh, hang on. He's not even going to be allowed to go for the chickens. Harrow's here. They want to contest for the Razor Beaks here. I think Tian managed to get 1, so that's 8 gold. We take those. Daylight robbery coming out as Crisp is going to follow up on Reheal, who's tried to go for a roam, but I think he's gone a little bit too far here. Crisp not going to pull the trigger. Forge going in. Double stun on the Aurelia as Harrow comes to follow up. Reheal denied by Crisp. That was a nice hook.
That was a very important hook from Crisp. Denying the follow-up CC with the face breaker meant that FPX were able to walk away, because look at Doomby's mana. He's got nothing left in the tank, and that's why you can see Rogue Warriors are feeling confident now to get in, go for this invade onto the chickens, knowing that they'll have the advantage.
Tian does have his smite up, but Reheal going to force him away, and Forge with an incredibly aggressive TP. He's only TPing to get back to lane, but he's able to use it to find Harrow an advantage. 1v1 in the top side as Ziv looking to continue this one, but Nuguri dodges away from the power slam onto the floor. And let's bear in mind, Nuguri in these 1v1s has had the best of it so far. Look at the CS deficit that we're seeing already on the top side of the map. Almost 20 CS up for Nuguri.
I want to go back to what we just saw for the mid lane play, though, because honestly, I don't like the way FPX played this. What I would have preferred to see was Doomby shoving in and then resetting, because he's the one without the teleport, so getting these favorable resets is super important as the rise in this matchup. Tien getting chickens, you don't care, you're Lee Sin, you're not trying to farm to the late portion of the game. So setting Doomby behind now off of that reset gives a lot more power to Forge. He can even now shove in this lane once again if he wants to, go back and get another reset. But look at the items that are available for Forge, like Doran's Blade, Longsword, and that Corrupting Potion means that he'll have the kill pressure here in this lane if he can get onto Doomby, but Doomby's doing a really good job here.
Yeah, Forge actually just getting bullied out of the lane completely. Harrow is here as well, though. Doesn't have 6 just yet, so Doomby won't fall asleep in this situation. He is wide awake. Vanguard's edge in, but the exhaust ruins everything, and Crisp read them like a picture book. Onto Harrow they go to pick up an easy second kill. Doomby ticking down, but the shield comes through from Tien, and that was magnificent from FPX.
So I like the way FPX played this one. This one was great. This one went real well for them. Able to turn this around as Forge just playing way too aggressive. I mean, we just said, hey, look, he's got Dorans, he's got his pots, he's got this longsword. Like, he's got way more resources, or at least gold invested into offensive capabilities, but he ends up messing up so many of these trades. Doomby's just poking him the whole time through the minion wave, and then he ends up way too low to take that fight. And we're going to see it here. Like, Forge is consistently getting poked out through the minions here, and with Doomby playing so close to his tower, Forge can't go aggressive. Harrow comes in to try and rescue this, but off of the reset, Crisp is up here and is able to keep him safe. So really nice play from FPX, both utilizing the reset advantage they had in bot lane, but also with just Doomby's positioning in the lane.
Oh, we've got a 2v2 on the bot side. Crisp forced to flash away from this one. Hook comes in, but he pulls the face breaker towards him. Barely survives, as the last tick of the ignite wasn't quite enough. Reheal is low. LWX maybe could go for this one. Still has his flash available. Shuriken's going to hit onto Mishi here, but LWX can't push too hard for this one. Lantern was on cooldown there. They're just going to push the wave out and leave this one alone.
You see, though, Rogue Warriors starting to continuously get these invades off. So Harrow's doing a pretty good job of trying to set himself ahead off of the jungle matchup, but FPX may be looking to contest here. Tien's only just coming out of base, but they will walk away. And I like that Rogue Warriors are trying to play this style, because honestly, the lanes aren't really going in their favor. But if Harrow can out-farm and become that big AP threat that you kind of mentioned, Bunch, I think that that's a really good way for Rogue Warriors to get themselves ahead in this mid-game.
Let's have a look at... Oh, I don't know when this happened, but we've got a replay because Ziv got dived. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Not a lot you can do in that kind of situation. There is no outplay to that.
And you can see that that is now reflected in both, as the CS that we were already starting to talk about, but certainly the builds coming in from Ziv. He's gone for the
Nuguri's found him again, though. That's a good little combo going down. Okay, sorry, I thought it was going to be more. I just...
You're okay.
Didn't want to miss the 1v1 if it was happening.
No, it's okay. You know, you can interrupt me whenever, Munch. It's okay. It's fine.
I just wasn't listening, that's all. I just don't respect your opinion.
But look, you got the play to steel caps coming in for Ziv. I think that's a smart choice here. He knows he recognizes he's going to be in the back foot. It means it will delay his Gore Drinker, though, so when we get to these team fights, say, around the Dragons, like that second one, that might... that's going to be a bit of an issue where he's not going to have as big of an impact. And FPX can look to use the advantages they picked up through Nuguri to power through those team fights.
Rogue Warriors heading towards the mid lane here. They picked themselves up a Rift Herald. Doomby needs to be cautious. In the meantime, though, while this is all going off in the top and the mid, we've got LWX just pushing for free. He's on Aphelios. He had Shuriken to work with. He's going to get a bunch of solo plates here. This will only be 2 plates in the mid lane. In the meantime, Tian's grabbed himself the first dragon of the game, and that is 4 plates that LWX has got for himself now. Tian is just playing bouncer. He's keeping him safe. Kick in on towards Harrow, keeps him out of the fight. Lantern out as well, and FPX. This is beautiful. Now Michi goes in, but he's exhausted. Vanguard's Edge is going to end that one, and it's going to be a double kill coming through as Forge grabs these one down, but FPX here with the answer. Reheal falls, and now Nuguri looking to chase this one down onto Forge. Dashes away with the Blade Surge in towards the river. Can I actually get away with this one? Because Nuguri, I think, is still chasing this down. Wants to follow into the jungle. Realizes, though, I think Forge has got away.
that was just a lot of mistakes compounding on each other for Rogue Warriors. As you said already, like giving this much gold to LWX in the bottom lane off of all those plates is a big no-no in my book. You should not be letting this Aphelios scale as easily as LWX is. And then as well, not respecting that Nuguri had that teleport in the top lane. He just joins in the fight. Hey, numbers advantage for FPX, let's go. This Rogue Warrior is just not respecting the map or the advantageous TP situation for Nuguri.
This is honestly FPX this series with a masterclass. And look at this from Tian. The combo of him getting the kick and then getting the land now is just too good.
Yeah, very, very clean from Tien. But this overcommit from Michi, this was way too far. You can see the instant TP from Nuguri as he licks his lips knowing he's going to be able to get in here. Gets one, gets the kill onto Reheal, and then Forge is forced to run for the hills. But look, Kraken Slayer already completed there for LWX. He's going to work very quickly through that Ruin's Hurricane, in towards that Infinity Edge, and be an absolute monster. Whereas when you look at Michi, he's trying to work off of the Gale Force spike, although there is an argument potentially here for Kraken Slayer.
Hang on, we've got Forge in trouble yet again. He's gone in, but that was not the play. Reheal now wants to try and answer it, but I have a feeling Rogue Warriors are overcommitting to try and answer for this play. There are 4 of them here, though. Doomby dodges away from the knockup, and it is going to be Crisp that goes down. Tian now trying to escape. As Harrow just misses out on the little shillelagh swing. In onto Reheal, the kick is there. And the damage from LWX as well. Ziv trying to get onto the front line, but he's just not tanky enough. Flash over the wall from FPX as he's surviving. Harrow trying to get into the fray, but Tian is in a 2v1 and he's trying to win this one out. Doesn't have the damage and he's taken down himself. And Rogue Warriors finally get a fight.
A skirmish city munch. This is what we expected coming into this, and beautiful to see Rogue Warriors fighting back. When you realize, hey, look, you know what? We've now got the man advantage in around this dragon area. Let's get these objectives, or at least get these team fights going in our favors. However, Nuguri does clear out this top side of the map, so a nice cash injection there for the Croc. But the big win is kills on to Kaisa, kills on towards Harrow, and as well Forge, because Forge needs to very quickly get through his Blade of the Rune King into that Triforce so we can just rip through Doinby, chase him down in these long lanes. So as long as Rogue Warriors are getting fights and getting towers off of this, that's the big thing for them.
Oh, the Realm Warp in towards the bottom side. Forge already flashing on this one. But things are going to come back off cooldown. There is no tower to run to. Nobody from Rogue Warriors is near, but the sidestep onto the Q. There's the hook, though, from Crisp. And unfortunately, Forge's great escape is ended early.
I want to see if Rogue Warriors can trade this, though. They have the push in mid, but they weren't able to get underneath the tower fast enough. Harrow's only just coming out of base, so FPX essentially get that without any answer coming through from Rogue Warriors.
Tian even going to get himself a little bonus grump there on the back of that play. 1 minute and 20. And 20? 1 minute and 20 seconds until this Drake comes up onto the map. It's FPX that started off with a Drake. What can Rogue Warriors do? Hang on. We've got Nuguri in a 1v1 right here. Already has the Gold Drinker, though, and look at the healing that he gets coming out. Him and Ziv in this 1v1. Ziv not level 11 just yet. The World Ender finally coming on through. There's the lifesteal. Flash from Nuguri, though, to dodge away from the knockup. Gets back into the fray, gets the stun, and he should be able to find the 1v1, but the lifesteal is there.
Oh,
Who's
God!
going to win this one? Who knows? Ziv takes the 1v1 over Nuguri.
Holy moly, that was a long one, but Ziv, your prize might just be FPX killing you anyway.
Yeah, and Doinby's here as well to snag himself some kill credit. Trying to chase this one down as Ziv. Trying to get onto the wrong side of the map, but he's got some teammates nearby. And Tian doesn't actually have to damage. There's the hook from Crisp, and it was so damn crucial. Everybody coming into the fray now as Tian dashes away, gets himself shield. Reheal goes down, double for Tian before he falls. And now the sleep comes down onto Doinby. Should be able to be finished off. Michi with the kill on that one, but Crisp bringing in reinforcements. And it is pure chaos on the Rift. Now Michi stuck between a rock and an alcove, hooked in from Crisp, who hasn't missed all game. And LWX with another.
What about Dragon? What happened to Dragon? Why are we fighting top lane when there's a dragon up? God, this game is so crazy. But look,
this. Do you know what that was? That was FPX making sure that everybody knows that this investment was worth it. Nuguri went down in a 1v1, and they took that personally.
Yeah, and look, the 1v1 goes in favor of Ziv. Then chaos ensues. However, I want to look at this dragon coming up very quickly, because the kill going over towards Ziv gives him that Gourd Drinker, which was pretty crucial to solidifying his advantage coming into this fight. You've got like the Blade of the Rune King here for Rogue Warriors, but they need to come in from multiple different angles. Now that they control the river, this gives them the opportunity to try and see if they can maybe get Forge to come in from one angle. FPX, though, realizing this, are actually going to back away as they think, hey, look, there's just too much control here for Rogue Warriors, and we don't want to give more gold over in their favor.
Yeah, understandable. Rogue Warriors going to be able to grab that second dragon for themselves. But let's remember what we said about FPX earlier on. This is not exactly a composition that's going to fall off. Another hook from Crisp here onto Reheal immediately with the Haymaker, but it's Crisp that goes down. Great burst out of Mishi. And now maybe Rogue Warriors can find more. Ziv with the World Breaker to try and close the gap. LWX has been separated surgically from the rest of his squad for the Blast Cone to pull himself out of the fray. And how do they always get away with it? How do FPX get away with everything?
I don't know how they're getting away, but they do still lose the kill there for Crisp. Crisp is... no, we're going to be able to go. But yeah, Crisp is not tanky at all. You're a Thresh in this meta. You ain't to tank. But it does give Rogue Warriors the opportunity to go towards this Rift Herald. FPX still looking to contest, though.
Oh, Reheal, he ain't that tanky either. Here we go, round warp in from both of players here from FPX. Harrow trying to dash away, and he's got some movement speed to work with, so he'll get out of that one. Mishi looking for the red buff. Herald did reset, so Rogue Warriors have some time to work with, but I don't think they can contest without Reheal on the map. And it looks like FPX will be able to grab this one as their prize. But you know what, Dagda? When we called this series the Skirmish City, this is what I was looking for. Look at that scoreboard, 13-10 right now.
Yeah, and look, this is absolutely beautiful. I love that we're getting this aggression. It's been non-stop action. However, I do want to draw very quick attention to the item build path that we're seeing from Harrow, because I probably won't get a chance. Harrow's gone for the early Zonyas, has also picked up 10 stacks in his Dark Seal. I have a feeling that what we're going to see from Harrow is him going towards the much more tank-orientated build, where, yes, you finish off the likes of the Andrew's Anguish, but then you go towards the Banshee's Veil, and you're playing frontline Lilia with a lot of survivability thanks to the double defensive items. And in that case, I think you end up with a pretty strong 3-man unit because we're expecting the Aatrox and the Aurelia to be playing in these side lanes.
So as we look at that replay, I think that hook from Crisp was actually incredibly crucial, because if Ziv lands one more Q there, maybe that's enough sustain for him to survive the fight and turn things around. But then Crisp obviously pulling in reinforcements, and Michi suddenly finds himself in an unfair fight. But now Herald in the pocket of Tian. Does FPX just run it up the mid lane here? Rogue Warriors don't want to let them get away with it. Herald has been dropped. Rogue Warriors are on the wrong side of the play. They should be able to cut off the minion wave, but that's not going to matter when a Herald's in play. Moonlight Vigil goes wide, in with the Showstopper, looking for more, but the shield isn't going to be enough for Reheal as he's just taken down Harrow as well. Goes into Zonya's, but his team can't get in here. Vanguard's edges, I was wrong. They all go in, and now Nuguri trying to stop this, trying to peel for his team. 3 versus 3 here, as it's an absolute brawl. The lifesteal isn't there for the Aatrox, and suddenly it's going the way of LWX on the Aphelios, making a quadra kill as he cuts through everybody on one more auto, grabs him the Penta.
Pentakill for LWX. We already said this Aphelios, he's looking kind of scary. He's been picking up those turret plates, and now he's picking up the pentakill for FPX.
And just look at LWX on the camera as well. Just scratching the back of his head, not the hint of a smile. This guy is a robot sent for the future to play League of Legends. He's the anti-Dagatron.
Yeah, I don't play League of Legends. Anybody's seen it, it's absolutely atrocious. So it's better off that LWX is the one that we send forward in our cyborg army to kill things. So LWX anyway, beautiful play and great fight there from FPX as well. Consistently able to keep LWX safe as well. I love TN here. If you watch where he joined in on the team fight, hops over the wall, draws the attention of Ziv for so long. So the rest of FPX are free hitting on towards the squishier members of this lineup. They're getting access to Forge. Reheal goes in aggressive, but again, you're drawing your attention across multiple avenues as Rogue Warriors, and they're not quite able to get the team fight that they would like.
And LWX's positioning during this fight was just beautiful to watch as well. And one of the valuable things about the Aphelios weapons that I think people often forget is that when you have that red weapon, Pressing Q means you consistently are auto-attacking, but you also get to move at the same time. You don't have to stutter step. So the mobility that Aphelios actually has inside of a team fight is, I think, often underestimated. People call him a low mobility carry, but in those specific situations, he's able to dodge away from things like the Aatrox abilities. FPX are getting sneaky though, Dagda. But they've been spotted. There's a ward. They don't get away with it this time. I say that. They don't care. They don't care if they've been spotted. They're just going to do it, Dagda.
They absolutely destroy this. You can see LPX, he's got guns for this, bro. You're too late.
All right.
Already, FPX drag fight.
Okay, I'm not sure about you guys, but I've pretty much lost Dagda at this point, so I'm just going to talk over him. I apologize, Dagda. And I apologize, broadcast, if you guys could hear him. We've got a fight on our hands, though, as FPX. They've got the Baron, and they want a little bit more off the back of it as well. Tian trying to find his way into the fray here. Doing be off to the side with LWX, kicking away the enemy mid laner, and Forge is just assassinated by the squad of FPX. A dragon will be their reward. And what more else can they find off the back of it? You can see Nuguri just shoving out that bot side wave. They have Baron-empowered recalls. I don't think they even want to use them just yet. I think they want to bite off a little bit more of this delicious steak that is Rogue Warriors. And what was an exceptionally close game for a while is rapidly turning into a win for FPX here. Look at the scoreboard right now. 7,500 gold lead for FPX as they siege in the mid lane here. Do need to be careful, but they're going to have the presence of TN to keep Reheal away from the flank in the meantime. Nuguri setting up on the bot side of the map. And I love that even after going for Baron, even after getting that pick, they're not going to reset. They just want to find more and more. They don't want to give Rogue Warriors a single second of reprieve. In goes Reheal, great base breaker, but the Lantern keeps him safe. But now the rest of the squad goes in. Moonlight Vigil doesn't do too much, but the damage is there regardless. And now the Realm Warp. You cannot run away from this squad. They will not let you escape. Down go the towers in the mid lane. And with these death timers, maybe they can find more as well. Nuguri is just running past him. He's running over to the rest of the squad because Crisp is on the way. Lantern comes on in, but he doesn't need it. Nuguri finds the 1v1. Inhib goes down in the mid lane. The bot lane tier 2 will fall as well. FPX might be able to find a little bit more for themselves as they're pushing in the mid lane here. Look,
this is it. This is going to be into FPX. They can close this one out.
I think they might just be able to. The towers are falling. They're looking for a 2-0. Mishi hit with the Q here. Sonic Wave not followed. Oh, it is in the end. Tian kicks him onto the fountain. Doesn't quite have the damage. Now the rest of the fight ensues, though, as Forge falls. And look at LWX doing everything for the squad. His Q's shredding the health bars. Mishi with a 1 versus 5 on his hands. He gets one for himself. Flashes away from Tian, though. Forced onto the fountain. And FPX just look magnificent today.
FPX are on fire. What a performance coming in from this roster. Again, you've got just execution on point. The compositions work so well together, and the coordination from this team is absolutely spectacular. Game 1, we saw them operate this very difficult composition, make it look like child play. Now coming into game number 2, they get these perfect team fight setups coming in for the Aphelios. We said already LWX, he's going to be enabled so well in these fights. As long as they can keep him safe, everything's going to be okay. The pentakill for LWX and an easy pickup for FPX when it comes to that W.
And the unflinching pentakill for LWX as well. He was so cool, calm, and collected. It was honestly kind of scary to see that, like, this guy's been here. He's done it before. This guy's already a world champion. A single pentakill in the group stage don't mean nothing. But I will say, when you think back to 2020 summer and what we were seeing from FPX, think back to the regionals and how it was kind of lackluster, right? There was just something that was missing there. It wasn't quite good enough. It wasn't